2024 Common Council meeting to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilman Buchanan.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Clerk Treasurer Parthun.
Councilman Buchanan.
Here.
Councilwoman Konechny.
Present.
Councilman Frankie.
Here.
Councilwoman Huffman. Present. Councilwoman Ficus.
Present.
Councilman Galloway.
Here.
Councilwoman West.
Here.
All present.
Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Petitions and comments of citizens. As a reminder, there is a 3-minute maximum. This is not a question and answer. No derogatory personal comments. And we have one commenter this evening. Emily Robin, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, please.
Emily Robin, Truesdale Ave. Here we are again at another city council meeting where I ask to be respected, where I insist my comments and questions are recognized and answered intelligently. Another city council meeting where I am mostly ignored. And more recently made to look like a fool in an immature attempt to undermine, discredit, and otherwise distract from what I have to say. I know you're sick of me coming here and asking the same questions, sick of me holding you accountable. I'm sick of it too. Fortunately, I'm pretty stubborn, so I'll continue in my efforts to demand transparency from this city until I receive educated answers. The community doesn't know that I sent a detailed email to all of you who sit before me, calling out the emotional outburst made by Mr. Dermody last meeting. Not only was it unprofessional and in direct opposition of state-issued guidance for city officials responding to public comments, but it was an outright attack on me meant to make me look a fool with no opportunity to defend myself against your tirade. Tom, I recognize that this stunt for what it was, an emotional response for someone who's intimidated by me. In my email, I requested, borderline demanded, an apology and correction of the record, which I obviously didn't get and why I'm speaking right now. My first major point in this email was that filming is allowed in public areas of this building during business hours, including before, during, and after these meetings. To suggest otherwise is a blatant infraction in our rights as Americans. Only those who have something to hide are afraid of filming. I don't have anything to hide. Do any of you? Second point, you say I come in front of you uneducated and with no attempt to talk outside of these meetings. I'm one of only a few people who have cited code as far as the meetings that I've seen. And maybe I misunderstand these things. I always preface it with that. But clarification is never provided when I ask for it. And I don't have time in my measly 3 minutes here to rehash all of my questions with citations. Happy to answer that for anyone after the meeting. And thirdly, and most importantly, I'm disgusted by the insinuation that I have or ever would personally attack a city employee or their families. I may professionally challenge you, but it stops there, and I will not tolerate even a rumor that I would physically, emotionally, financially, or psychologically threaten anyone, never mind people's families. I absolutely condone such behavior and refute your insinuation that I have or ever would be a part of it. Those lies you spewed can only be seen as a calculated way to discredit me. Dangerous and purposeful lies meant to tarnish my character. I won't have it. I won't back down. I will not stoop to your childish level. Each meeting you ask the public not to attack you or your colleagues. The same basic level of respect isn't afforded to me or to the rest of the public. Apparently not. My email, which was sent to all of you, was ignored. Shame on you. You all were there. Not one of you took even a minute to acknowledge that you received it, let alone respond with a simple, "We're looking into it," or "We apologize it came across that way." Nothing. Why am I here?
Your time is up.
Thank you. Thank you, Emily. Standing committee reports. Council President Frankie.
I'll be quick. Redevelopment Commission meets next Wednesday, the 27th, 5:15, here in council chambers. That's it.
Councilwoman Huffman.
The Sustainability Commission had a working session on Thursday, March 14th, 2024 at City Hall. They will be meeting again on Monday, March 25th, 2024 at 4 PM in City Council chambers. End of report.
Councilwoman Ficus.
Park Board meets this Wednesday, 4 PM at the Park Office, and then Traffic Commission will be meeting Tuesday, April 2nd, 5 PM at the Police Station.
Councilman Galloway.
Mayor's Veterans Committee met March the 11th. Let's see, we accepted the minutes, and June the 8th, the second Saturday in June, will be our brick dedication at 2 o'clock. The election of officers was Darrell Cavan as chair, Rich Merzinski co-chair, and Barb Cavan as secretary. We had one new member on. It was Connie Clower. And April 13th, at Roland Prairie, they're going to have cookie packaging to send to the vets, the Girl Scouts. The Girl Scouts are. That's at 10 o'clock on April 13th at Rolling.
And just to confirm, there's still time for the public to purchase a brick?
No,
That's
not
done.
for this year.
Okay,
Yeah, it ends at the end of the year.
okay. Councilwoman West.
The Fire Merit Commission Board will be having a separate meeting to discuss rules and procedure updates on Wednesday, March 27th at 5 PM, and their next regular meeting will be held on Wednesday, April 3rd at 6:30 at the Fire Station Number 1 on 18th Street. The UEA will be meeting this Wednesday, March 20th at 4 o'clock in City Council chambers, and also the bid board will meet on Monday, April 8th at 5 o'clock in City Council chambers.
Councilman Buchanan.
The Historic Preservation Commission is scheduled to meet tomorrow, March 19th at 5:30 here in council chambers. That's it.
Councilwoman Konechny.
We'll leave it to me to be the long-winded one tonight. Airport Authority. The airport is currently accepting applications for a summer internship program for college students in the aviation-related fields. All candidates are welcome to apply. However, due to the overwhelming interest in qualified talent pool, they're looking for students who have completed at least 2 years of aviation-related field of study. This internship will run from May 21st until August 5th, 2024. This is a paid internship, which will be comprised of 2 to 3 days per week. Interns can expect to learn real-world skills for airport management by shadowing the managers of a GA airport right here in Indiana. If given this opportunity, they will complete a self-directed project, assist in event planning, and learn some of the day-to-day skills needed to become an airport manager. For more information or to apply, contact Rachel at laporteairport.com or visit laporteairport.com. A degree in airport management or previous airport work experience is not required. Only one intern will be selected for the summer of 2024, and the deadline for this is April 5th, 2024. Also, please mark your calendars. The ever so popular aviation camp will be returning again this year. Registration will open on March 26th. Spots historically fill up very quickly, so please monitor the airport's website for more information coming real soon. End of report.
Is that for what age group?
And middle school and high school students.
Okay. That's a great, popular program as well.
It is at capacity annually.
Councilman Galloway.
Your Honor, I'd like to introduce a resolution to be read in one time only.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Councilman Galloway.
Additional appropriation for Community Block Grant Fund, Fund Number 2226. Whereas it has been determined that it is now necessary to appropriate more money than was appropriated in the annual budget. Now therefore, Section 1, be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of LaPorte, LaPorte County, Indiana, that for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the fund named and for the purposes specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Community Block Grant Fund, 2226-103-421. That's CDBG Homeowner Repair Program, $5,000 requested, $5,000 approved.
And again, this is for the homeowner repair program. Mary Ann, I think you are here. If you could come forward, state your name and title, and explain the homeowner repair program a little further, what these dollars will go for.
Mary Ann Richards, Community Development Block Grant Program Manager. This additional appropriation is to cover warranty work for this year, for work that took place last year. We offer a one-year warranty as part of the program. And because we do not have the homeowner repair program funded this year, and we're not accepting applications, we need some, as I have found out, we need a small amount of money in the budget to cover any warranty work. So I don't expect to use 5,000, but I felt it was a reasonable amount.
Questions for Mary Ann? I'd like to now open it up to public hearing. Is there anybody in the public that would like to speak on this? Anybody in the public?
Mayor, for the
Mr.
record-
Otis, yes.
Sorry. For the record, Mayor, affidavit of publication was on March. Oh, right, thank you. Affidavit of publication was made on March 6, 2024 in the LaPorte County Herald Dispatch.
Anybody from the public that would like to speak on this? Anybody in the public? Hearing none, I will now close the public hearing. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank
Councilman
you.
Frankie, introduction of a resolution.
Your Honor, I move to introduce a resolution read in its entirety for the first and only time.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion? Councilman Frankie, Council President Frankie. Oh, I guess I do need a motion.
You have a motion, we need a
And a
vote.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Council President Frankie.
A resolution approving use of enterprise zone investment deduction credits within a tax and increment financing district. Whereas the New York Blower Company here in New York Blower has requested of the Common Council of the City of LaPorte approval to use enterprise zone real property investment deduction credits within the tax increment district, specifically the Thomas Rose Industrial Park allocation area. And whereas New York Blower intends to construct a 14,000 square foot professional office building at 171 Factory Street, LaPorte, Indiana 46350, with a significant green space along Factory Street. An estimated cost of $5 million, and this project will allow New York Blower to retain 205 employees and to allow the hiring of additional employees in the future. And whereas the city planner for the city of LaPorte has provided an analysis showing that use of the investment deduction credits would not adversely affect any TIF obligations in the TIF district. Now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the city of LaPorte as follows. Number one, that New York Blower's request to use urban zone investment deduction credits within the Thomas Rose Industrial Park allocation area will result in a 65% real property tax savings on this project. Number two, said credits shall be for a period of 10 years. Number three, New York Blower agrees to a fee of 35% of its investment deduction credit savings paid to the LaPorte Urban Enterprise Zone for each year for a period of 10 years to maintain eligibility in the program. End of resolution.
So with Mr. Cook here, I would just like to say New York Blower, obviously to nobody's surprise, has been just an unbelievable partner in our community for many, many years, but not only as an employer, as a true partner that's preparing the future workforce, partnering with the welding program, which is new in the last couple years, and something that LEAP has focused on. And we're just so appreciative of all they do to prepare our future workforce and invest in the city of LaPorte, and a cornerstone of employers that we have here in LaPorte. So with that, Mr. Cook.
Yeah, good evening to the council. Bert Cook, Executive Director of the LaPorte Economic Advancement Partnership. So I'd like to discuss this in two parts. I'll save for the second half of my comments, I'll tell you a little more about the project itself. But just as a reminder, some of you who have been on the council for a longer period of time will have heard this a few times over the years, so forgive me, but it's a good recap for everyone. So the LaPorte Urban Enterprise Association has a series of incentives. The main credit is called the investment deduction, which is a 100% savings on real property or personal property tax liability for a period of 10 years. However, at the end of each year, the Urban Enterprise Association bills the company for 35% of whatever that savings is. So it's a net 65% savings. The 35% fee that they pay are the dollars that go directly back into our community through the different grant programs that are offered by the UEA. Most notable, probably the facade improvements that occur or have occurred throughout our downtown. So that's where the funding comes from for the enterprise zone. In scenarios where a company is looking to claim the investment deduction on real property and the location is within an allocation area, or more commonly known as TIF district, we come before the council for asking for your approval to allow them to claim that credit. The reason is in other communities, you can get very aggressive in how you use tax increment financing. LaPorte has never done that. We've always taken an incredibly conservative approach to tax increment financing, meaning we're only servicing or only taking on debt that we can service with the increment that is coming in as of today. However, if you were a different community that was taking on debt above that, you may need projects such as this to service that debt. So that would come back in front of the council for you to make a decision as to whether or not it warrants the use of credit. Now, again, I stress, that is not the scenario here. We have any debt that the city of LaPorte has taken on from a tax increment financing standpoint has always been able to be served by the increment that we currently have on the books as of today. However, we still come before you to ask for your approval, which is, a good way to link the city council and the Urban Enterprise Association. On the personal property side, we do not collect personal property tax within TIF districts, so those flow through, so it doesn't apply there. So that's the reason I'm in front of you today. Now, the project that we're specifically discussing is New York Blower, who intends to build a new professional office building, 14,000 square feet, along their location at Factory Street. Larson Danielson Construction Company is set to build that expansion. It's about a $5 million investment, and ultimately it will kind of bring all of their professional staff under one roof. It's also a terrific design. I think it will really look great in that section of the city. Connected with that, they have some space along Factory Street that there was a demolition of an older building years ago, but they intend to create a green space there that will, I think, speak to the heritage that they have in the city of LaPorte. And personally, I think it'll be a really nice change. It's a very industrialized area, and so having some green space should break that up, and I think will look very nice in that portion of the city. So we ask today that you consider this resolution and support the use of this incentive on this project. They're making a sizable investment in the green space and obviously in the building that they're constructing. And as the mayor mentioned, New York Blower has a long history in the city of LaPorte. The welding program is something we're very, very proud of. Scott Hamilton is with us today, and I will tell you that Scott has personally made that a reality, and numerous people have already been through the training there. And that's training that benefits individuals, not just at New York Blower, but at other companies as well, and people that are looking to get into that trade. So we appreciate Scott, we appreciate New York Blower, and I am happy to answer questions you might have about the incentive itself, about the project, and of course, if there's something that I can't answer, I'm sure Scott would be willing to speak to it as well.
Questions for Mr. Cook? Would Mr. Hamilton or Mr.
Yeah, but what do the plans look like for the green space? Is it, a place that the neighborhood can enjoy as well, or just somewhere for employees to go?
I will let Scott speak to that if you don't mind. Yeah, it'll be.
Scott, please come forward. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, I think the green space that we have, it'll be kind of the corner of Factory Street, Boston Street, where the old building came down, as Bert mentioned a couple years ago. It will be open. It'll be much like the reading park at the library. It'll be a series of walkways, shrubs, flowers, mulch. So, yeah, generally open to the public. We're excited about it. It's been, that's just kind of been an industrial, kind of old school look for such a long time that we think beautifying that corner will make a big difference.
And the space would be maintained by New York?
By New York Blower, yes.
Further questions?
Scott, how long you guys been around now in LaPorte?
105 years in LaPorte, 135 as a company.
And just as a side note, the welding program, you've been pleased with it. You've been a great partner in there, so.
Yeah,
the
it's
high
worked,
school.
it's worked out well. We partnered with the high school essentially. Initially, that was the motive, and as we were kind of getting all the funding and all the prerequisite things ironed out to start that with the high school, we kind of said, why wait? And we hooked up with Ivy Tech, ran a couple of adult classes for a year, and then we started with the high school with 14 students. Started school in August that runs through the end of the school year. We'll have the next year's group coming to visit us in the next few weeks, and I think there are 24 welding candidates coming through for next year. So huge success, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Thank you. Further questions?
This is just a comment. I'm excited for the project, but I'm really excited for that green space on that corner. That's going to look amazing.
We all are. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you both. And by the way, if you go to the mall the strip mall that's in front, first time in a long time that I've seen where it's completely filled. And something's happening there, so it's continuing to develop. So we're excited about that as well.
Paved, painted,
You're talking about where Cablin's?
Cablin's, yeah.
East side, yes.
Right, got it.
That is filled for the first time, and it looks great. So with that, this is a resolution that can pass this evening. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you again for New York Blower's commitment. Councilwoman Huffman.
Thank you. I would like to introduce a resolution read for the first and only time in its entirety.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Councilwoman Huffman.
Resolution to transfer funds within the 2024 budgets. Whereas there are additional monies needed in certain line items in the 2024 budgets in order to pay for essential services and obligations. Now therefore, be it, and it is hereby resolved by the Common Council of the City of LaPorte, Indiana, that the following transfers be made within the following budgets for the year 2024. General, Police Department, 1101-370. From 315, Professional Services, to 361, Repairs and Maintenance, $2,000. From 241, Other Supplies, to 361, Repairs and Maintenance, $7,000. From 221, Operating Supplies, to 361, Repairs and Maintenance, $4,000. End of resolution.
Chief Buell, would you like to add anything?
Good evening. Dick Buell, Police Chief. This money is going to be used for fixing the repairs on a squad car that happened sometime last year. And unfortunately, we weren't invoiced until February, and the check was deposited the previous year, so we lost out on it. So to pay for those repairs, we need to transfer these monies.
Questions for Chief Buell? That's why you have a second. Do I have a motion to approve? This is a resolution and can pass.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. So also, Chief Buell, we've had several calls about the aggressive approach of the cars throughout the city that we haven't seen in the past, that are now sitting everywhere from a safety perspective, and thank you. And it seems like the team's coming together and everybody's working together, and we are seeing that more aggressive approach.
Thank you. The department's really picking up, and guys are are really getting out there and doing what they need to do to, work the traffic. And, I mean, we've had, during a 24-hour period of time, we've had 40, 50 traffic stops. In one shift, we've had 30, and that's being pretty consistent anymore. So it's nice to see them out there, nice to hear from the public that they appreciate it, and we're working on Lincoln Way as well.
Yes, we will be.
And if I may add, from a traffic commission perspective.
Knežny,
Oh,
yes.
thank you, excuse me. From a traffic commission perspective, especially as the seasons start to change and we start getting warmer weather, we get folks from every corner of the city complaining of the same thing, blowing stop signs, excessive speeding. So appreciate the increased presence and responsibility there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Further comments for Chief Buell? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there is a motion and a second.
There is a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Again, confirmed.
We did it.
Yeah.
Other business? Anything? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Everybody have a great evening.